Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Arash Dibazar, motherfucking Dibazar, and this is in the tradition of the Global Seduction Lifestyle and Relationship event that myself and Vince Kelvin, the legendary Vince Kelvin, throw once a year in Hollywood, California. And as we get closer and closer to the event, and the excitement builds and builds for the ultimate climax, we have the different coaches, the best of the best from around the world show up to start a spontaneous podcast. We just call them up and say, are you ready? They say, we're ready. And we get on and we fucking talk game. We talk lifestyle, VIP lifestyle, money, relationship, everything that is important to a man and a woman in today's world. So I will introduce my co-host and the man who's responsible for this event more than any other man. He is a legend. He is a living legend. He's a living motherfucking treasure. Very good looking. And he's had more sex than you and many of all your family and friends put together for 5, 6, maybe 10 generations past, and he's still beating his record. This is Aphrodite's Prince, the legendary, my spiritual brother, Vince Kelvin. How are you, brother?
Brother, I'm doing phenomenal, having quite a moment here. I just landed. Thank you for the introduction. It's such an honor to put those things together with you. You are stretching the community to a whole new level. We cannot even, it's like night and day. You're in a different universe, and I mean, I'm following all the videos, and it's you're breaking all world records by so far that it doesn't even compare. Me, I just landed in New York, and I had a moment outside where this kid came, and he was 18 years old, and he introduced me to his buddy. I didn't know them, randomly. And they said, oh, yeah, this guy's been around forever, man. That's Vince Kelvin. And it's great, to pass it on to the next generation. These guys, they get stronger. Each new generation, I think, gets stronger. And I'm outside of a hotel where we filmed the video, and we filmed in the elevator to some elevator pickup near 15 years ago. And I didn't even realize it was the same hotel. So it's great, awesome to be in New York. I'm doing a boot camp next week here, and we're shaking the East Coast to take the community to the next level. And well, speaking of New York, there's a gentleman that I met many years ago in New York. We this year at the Global SLR, we are focused on all aspects of life, of course, starting with pickup and seduction. And there we wanted to line up, the most essential. So the most essential, there's Arash Dibazar, motherfucking Dibazar, who is, ever since he stepped up at one of those events years ago, has set a standard unlike any other, I'm there myself. I was there since the beginning, and we have Bad Boy, who started in a completely different direction, and he got a lot of shit for it because he was going direct, and no one had ever witnessed that. And then, of course, one of the mystery method, Sean Michael, a.k.a. Discovery, who is the leading authority in the mystery method right now, the Sophisticat, and somebody who is really the true romantic hero, natural game. He was voted one-off, and I don't agree with the one-off. I think he's the best dating coach at that level, truly romantic, laid back. We've done pickup together, and we were at many events. He's also always supported our events, so we're here with John Keegan today. John, how are you?
Hello, Vince. Hello, Arash. Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Arash. That's okay.
Arash Dibazar, motherfucking Dibazar.
Arash Dibazar. Arash is one of those things people get when they have like a bad skin infection.
Right. You're right. The East Coast accent. Sorry. Arash Dibazar, motherfucking Dibazar. Vince Kelvin, glad to be on the call with you guys.
Excellent, John. So, you're very natural in your ways, and that's you represent a romantic hero. I know I always start with that. You have a way to travel and go about things. Speaking of lifestyle, you've done a world record of traveling, and you travel like James Bond. You arrive and there you are.
Yeah.
So, what's been new with you? We'll pass it around, 1 or 2 minutes with what's some of your latest
what's new with me? Well, I'm here in New York with you right now. We have to meet up at one point. And Well, one of the things you just said just kind of struck me. That is one of my favorite things to do. One of the most exciting things about getting great at being present and tuning into your instincts and being great at pickup, being great at meeting and connecting with women in every possible situation known to man, is you can become like a James Bond type guy, an Indiana Jones. One of my favorite things to do in this life is just to fly into a place, to a city that I've never been, even by myself, and just go follow my nose and see where it goes. And, I just kind of remember one night I landed in Copenhagen, Denmark, by myself, didn't know where I was, kind of looked up online what's a cool neighborhood, and I just started walking down the street, and it's supposed to be a cool neighborhood, but it's Denmark, and there's not that much going on. And so I'm walking around, and I come upon 3 girls at a cafe, and I just kind of felt like a mirage to them. Who's this stranger in a strange land? And then the next thing I know, I'm sitting out, hanging out with them. I get some phone numbers, etc., and then I walk down the street. Maybe a half hour later, there's a really pretty girl waiting on a corner for I think a bus stop or something, and then I just go up to her, I break the ice. Next thing I know, we're walking down the street together. We're sitting in a bar, and that evening ends with us, having sex or intimacy or whatever. And that girl, a year later, is still in touch with me now. So that's exciting. And I've had the pleasure to be single enough to do that enough times that something I long to do from time to time. So, yes, I just wanted to start there since you asked. And other than that, I'm just here in New York. I'm coaching and doing a lot of that, doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, which is the main thing that I do. And I've been working on some really cool online stuff so that I can start sharing my knowledge on online courses and things like that. So that's what's coming next for me.
Awesome, John. Awesome. So really looking forward for the GSLR. Brother, I had the privilege, Arash, the other night to have you break down one of your very recent interaction, which is every single fucking day. And really, that was above and beyond, it's like you arrived in a new land, just like when people discovered new continents and trying to explain to others. I know that to explain it to most guys, they would get thrilled but not even understand what you're doing. So I know you write it every day, and I pass it to you, brother.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Tonight, let me tell you guys what's happening tonight. In about 3 hours from now, I have 6 women confirmed to go out with me and 2 of my wings. Now, these 6 women, here's what's special about them, okay? 2 of them work in the same bar. One of them has been my target for about 2 months at this bar. However, I started to date her roommate. Okay? Now, somebody would be like, well, why the fuck would you do that? So I can get her, actually. So I can get her. And tonight she's going to come out with us finally. Okay? And there's those 2. We're going to go to their bar and watch the fights. But what they don't know is about to happen is I'm about to arrive there with 2 other women that I met about a week and a half ago. I met one of them. And the one I know is just fine. And, I was setting it up today. She said, I'm going to be with my friend. I said, I assume you don't hang out with other chicks. She goes, oh, my friend, you're going to love her. I said, is she pretty? She goes, she's Oriental. I said, is she fat or is she not fat? I just need to know. She said, no, she's hot. I said, that's fucking great. So I said, I'll pick you guys up. We're going to take them there. Where these other 2 girls are waiting for us. They're going to get off work. They're coming with us. But what they don't know, and the other ones don't know, is 2 other ones, a waitress that I met at another bar, is coming with her friend to meet us there. Now, the guys know this. The girls don't know this. We're going to take all of them at the end of the night, and we're going to end up in this venue that I've been frequenting now. This is the 4th week, and we have a table already set. Between us 3 guys, it's going to cost us around $150. That's it for this table. When we arrive there, there's 4 women that are going to meet us there. During this whole process, I will be picking up women. We literally are in a situation right now where there's not enough room for the women around us, okay? We don't have enough room on the table. We don't have enough room in the cars. And all of these women that I'm going out with, all of them have been met within 2 weeks' time now and picked up on. I'm so fucking excited, everybody. I'm so fucking excited. Wait for pictures and videos. Now, some of them, 2 of them, 3 actually, have boyfriends. So I have to be very aware of how I do pictures and videos, okay? So they may not end up yet, but believe me, they'll end up in these pictures and videos. Give me a couple of months, okay? We're invited also to someone's house who lives downtown in an area here, in a nice area. She lives upstairs above this restaurant, and she has invited us to go hang out there before we go to the fights. We said, yeah, we're going to bring a few friends. You okay if a few girls show up? Said, yes. Well, there's more than a few girls going to show up. This is so exciting for me. I used to go out every Thursday and Saturday. For the last 2 weeks, I go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and believe it or not, fucking Sunday. I've been going out 7 days a week, everybody. I have 2 or 3, maybe now 2.5 new social circles. I have 3 girlfriends, 3 more fighting to be my girlfriend. And I said today on a live lecture on YouTube with my girlfriends there. Live lecture was live broadcast. Someone said, if you lose your girlfriends, how quickly before you get girlfriends? I said in front of them, by tonight I would have 3 girlfriends. And I confirmed with them, is this true? They know the girls, and I named the girls. I named the fucking girls. I said Chelsea, Gia, and Tessa will be my girlfriends tonight. Tonight, it's just a let's go kind of a thing. And they are the quality of Electra, Hannah, and Jessica when it comes to their looks and intelligence. I don't know if I'm living a fantasy or if I'm actually living life. Now I don't know. I don't like to sleep because waking up is such a life, such an incredible life. All of this is because of understanding the female psychology and the male psychology and understanding social dynamics. Life continues to grant me with more and more opportunities. And John said something that I'm very familiar with right now when he goes in and like a James Bond, and he just kind of like, I don't know if he uses the words, he uses his nose or something to sniff it out, but this is what it's been like for me. I can't explain what it is besides if you just kind of walk into the jungle and you use your instincts and your nose and you're tracking, and you know you're going to find the prey and you're going to find the water. And I literally go out, and it has not failed yet. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to fail, but I am meeting 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful women every single day now. I'm ending up at people's houses. I'm ending up in their apartments, in their rooms, and I mean, God, what the fuck is going on here? Really, what the fuck is going on here? So that's what's been happening here, and it's been phenomenal. And then, Vince, I've noticed your pictures and videos. There's some really good-looking girls you're taking pictures with, man. A few of them I looked at, I said, I wish I was there right now. Maybe she had a friend or something. But I think there's a blonde one that you were doing a tango with or something. God damn. Those legs and that nose and that lips. Fuck. Tell me about these exotic creatures you're hanging out with.
You know, what's always funny also, I'm really looking forward for the day where we have cameras on us 24/7. Because that morning, the blonde one, we were actually filming upstairs and waiting for one of the actresses. You know, it's Hollywood, they're always fucking late. So I told the director, I said, let's go downstairs. And not only suddenly I'm stopping everybody, and my thing is always, you know, I remember I had once I was in New York years ago, and I did that video called Naughty Pickups in New York. And at some point I said something super funny to me and to most people who have a good sense of humor. This girl looks like she's dressed like her dog. And I go, oh, is it me? But I think you're dark. And you have a great sense of shared fashion. And I don't think she even registered, not because, you know, I'm right in front, I'm sophisticated with my delivery. So if we had anybody even like a fucking politician who knows about public speaking, he would have said, yes, score super high, amazing delivery. If we had anyone who was a comedian, he would have said, that was the funniest thing ever. And the girl just walks. And I remember then that one of the guys who was there, one of the pickup coaches, was like, oh, you shouldn't have shared that on the video. And I go like, why? This is the first thing that guys need more than anything. The freedom to express themselves whenever they want, without making a big deal of all the responses, you know. So I always tell the guys at boot camps, I said, you will witness things you've never fucking seen, but I want you to pay attention to me also when something just, you know, the person passes, and look at me. Don't stare at the girl going, oh, what happened? Look at me and see how I'm absolutely unaffected, because that's truth, and why would I be affected? So anyway, I'm right there outside talking to everybody, and it's fucking hilarious. And suddenly, this one gentleman comes around, and he goes like, I don't know what you're doing and who you are. I'm so-and-so. I'm a TV producer. I have just a little time before my next meeting. Can I sit by you, and can I see what you're doing? So then we would stop everybody and go like, we're doing a little survey to serve only our own purpose, to find out where people's energy is at early in the morning. Suddenly that blonde came around, and she was there late for a meeting with her boss, and we end up having her boss take pictures of her, and I kissed her. But of course, the kiss part, the boss didn't take the picture. We got a picture of my arm afterwards. So it's like that fucking non-stop, and I have found like a new freedom. And the thing I'm going to eagerly share, and we always make those announcements that we're going to share that at the GSLR, but then so much new stuff comes up. So but part of the fabric of my share at the GSLR this year, my contribution, will be reverse engineering. Meaning, for example, at the airport, I show up, and of course, I'm all decked up. And then one person asked me to take a picture. And that person didn't know who I was. But I made it clear to everybody around that doesn't know that person doesn't know who I am. I behaved exactly like celebrities when somebody asked them for their picture. So from one person, we got now 10 people taking pictures of me at the airport. And then security comes around. And even security has the response of like, wanting to protect me. Okay? So just like we've been doing the vortex right now, I'm noticing what's the essence of that, so we can reverse it, so you don't necessarily need the crazy look and all the experience to be able to generate that kind of attention. So I'm a funny blend, just before I pass it to John, because on one side I'm like all rock and roll and so on. On the other side, what I love most about the art is to really, you know, dissect it into, okay, what's the fabric? For those who know NLP, the meta programs that support that, all the all the details and so on. So I can then take a guy on the street who's just like, okay, and get him that attention, you know, just to not look at the girl, but not look at the girl, and that in between. So I'm super psyched. John, speaking of that, kind of like, we see so many guys, and that is a question I really, really want to ask you. So many guys, they barely travel, you know. There's always that first time in traveling, but they for them it's such a big deal. And I recall times when suddenly you be unexpectedly going to a different continent or something, or at least it appears like that for those who are not next to you. So with all the guys that you coach, and with your own personal experience, what is some of the key points that guys are missing that would allow them to travel more freely and so on? And then from there, take it wherever you want.
Yeah, so you're asking me what are some of the key points that guys are missing just in general, you mean?
Well, with the level of taking a leap of faith and traveling. Because I'm sure you've seen some of your clients. Sometimes they're like 2 hours away, and it's like, where do we meet? And even here in New York, all respect to them, but I have some guys that have texted me already 5 times. Like, what time do we meet? Should we bring something, this and that, you know, for an event? For you, you're the type you will go. So what allows you that could help the students to find more freedom in just saying, fuck it, I'm going, here I am, and without having to constantly know exactly what's going to happen?
Well, that's great. I mean, I like to if I can boil this one down into one word for a second, I will. And I think the thing that allows me to do that, the thing that I have, and what's cool about all three of us guys on the phone is we're essentially all like rock stars, and we all have our own bands. And we're all like the best band in the world of our kind, right? And it's really cool because what that means is we're artists, and we're successful artists, And this art, in order to become this person, in order to become someone who lives out here on the edge of their reality, on the edge of their comfort zone all the time, you got to have this one thing. And that's the place where we live. Everybody on this phone lives on the edge of their comfort zone. That we actually love it out there because we've gotten so comfortable in this uncomfortable places that it's become thrilling at times, maybe most of the time. So what allows me to do that is I've taken something and I have it so deep inside of me. And what allowed me to experience all the great experiences that I've had with women and relationships with women, from, just some kind of a great sexual escapade to, one of the loves of my life. What allowed me to do that was cultivating the habit of taking risk, of becoming a risk taker, and understanding that this game, if it is a game at all, is a game of risk. And it is my job as a man to take every single risk, from hello to let's do a threesome to marry me, or whatever your life adventure is about. It's my job to lead and to guide and to take the risks. And every time something amazing happened in my life, something I value, a memory, something I cherish, it felt like a risk, because there was someone I desired before me for some reason, and that makes your adrenaline pump. Now, in order to take a risk, you got to have faith. And that's the biggest thing these guys need to have, is faith. That's something that the world is conspiring to help them, that the world is unfolding as it should, and it's good. Right now, everything's fear-based. There's no faith. Everything's bad. What's coming next is bad. If I do this, it might be bad. So for me, it's about having faith, first and foremost, in myself. Faith in this part of the ladies' man, of that this is my role in nature and in society. In our crazy society, it's still our role. And faith in myself, faith in my role, faith in my ability to play this role, and my ability to act this out, and faith in the universe. Faith that the universe isn't against me, but that it's for me. And that's what I have. So when I land somewhere with no place to sleep, and not knowing anyone, it's exciting because I have faith that I'm good. And I say to myself, I am open, I am available, and I'm just going to go follow my nose and see what unfolds. Then I have faith that what's going to unfold is going to be good for me. It's going to be right. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. How could I? I don't know if it's going to be exactly what I thought was going to happen is going to happen, but I have faith that it's going to be a great adventure. So the word is faith. How's that, Vince?
Love it, love it, love it. And I love also your analogy of like the different bands. That's really awesome. Brother, I was watching a video of yours the other night, which I do. You're my number one source of empowerment. And in the video, you were sharing that the difference between you and other people is that they give themselves other options. You do not give yourself other options. And by the way, I also been watching and showing to people again and again the Maserati video. The driver we employ sometimes in LA. He brought me to the airport, and I said, "Oh, you got to see that." He fucking loved it. If anybody would have a full appreciation for that. And for me, just watching this, I remember Jim Rohn telling stories about like a day where he dropped somewhere to pay his debt, and he tossed he paid it all in $1 bill just because they had him get him a hard time, and all those examples of self-help. But that one was worth like a million self-help books to witness it like that. And I know I keep on hearing about people. I think through your actions, you inspire everyone, including me and so on, to just know that there is a whole different level of life. So I know I'm tossing a whole bunch of stuff at you, brother. I love those videos, the one at the Maserati thing, and also the one where you say you guys give yourself too many options. I don't, and I've witnessed that in every word that you say.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you approach a woman, you know, one of the common questions I get is, what do you think about when you approach a woman? It's time to go, man. Like, that's it. You commit 100% at that point. See, if there is a way out in your mind, that lack of commitment will be felt by everybody. And I think it's a big deal. Now, in that, let me make it clear. I have the confidence to know that I can create a way out should I need one, but my mind is not on a way out. For example, I'm approaching the woman, right? And I see them. You know, recently I've been going out a lot, obviously, as I tell you guys, and I have a new friend in my life who's actually so connected in the city, which is just amazing, really. And so when I see that he knows everybody, all the doors are open to that man. I have to demonstrate my value so that he wants to hang out with me. You know, he's bringing women to the table. Like, you know, my new wingman is a dude who's actually fucking banging a bunch of fucking chicks. He's not a pickup artist, but he's that guy who everybody knows and, you know, has a big hand in the city. So I have to demonstrate something so that the guy wants to hang out. That's why I'm so proud tonight, is that I'm bringing six girls with me. And he, you know, when I called him, he was just like, fuck, man, yeah. We were like on this race to see if we could get more women tonight there, and I knew you could feel it. But the point that I'm making is simple. There were many times going out last week where I would turn to him and to, you know, we always have a few girls with us, so I would turn to them at the bar and I would say, let me show you what I can do. And then I would point out 2 girls at the bar or 3 girls or whatever, and I'd say, watch. And at that moment, I would get up and go and approach. And I tell you, every time before I do this thing, there's a little fucking voice in my head that says, you fucking idiot, what are you doing? Like, no, you don't need to do this. You don't need to fucking say, watch me, and then go and fucking get this. Like, what the fuck? You don't need to do that. But I do it, man. I say, watch. And then that walk from where I'm at to the girls, if you imagine 2 girls sitting at the bar facing each other and I'm walking towards them, that walk is not a comfortable walk. My friends are watching me. Other people are watching me because everyone has their eyes on the hot girls. And now I'm approaching the women. But you know what? That's it. There's no turning around. You burn the bridges behind you. You keep going forward. And you engage. And you fucking engage. Now, I learned this principle in action in the martial arts. In that once the fight happens, no one's saving you. That's it. Like, you're in now. And you only have one choice. You have to give it everything you got. And your skills, if you've been practicing, will come to your aid. So you learn to trust your skills. And this is a skill-based art form. This is not just some, you know, just think great, happy thoughts and the girl's going to like you. It's not going to happen. One of my friends went to an event with very high level. I don't know. Okay, so he's a guy who's very well known right now. I don't want to say his name because I'm about to say something negative about him. He's very well known. He's not a pickup guy. He's like a sales guru and all that. My friend went to his event, and when he came back, I said, okay, like, what did you take away, you know? Besides being around the guy, I'm sure it was great being around the guy. And he said that the guy said it's all about your intention. In sales, it's all about your intention, and it's all about having certainty. And I said, well, my brother, that sounds really fucking good for him. And I said, let me tell you why. Because that doesn't work in getting women. And see, I have this field of pickup to check every principle with. I said, if I take a student, I say, you see that I was actually picking up on the waitress at that moment. Super fucking hot, straight 10. I said, imagine if I told one of my students the way you get her is to have intention and certainty. He's not going to get her, dude. I said, nobody's getting that woman tonight. I'm getting that woman tonight. There's a big difference. But I have skills. I can play chess with her. With her mind, I can play. I can see where she's at. I can maneuver and dodge and move left and right, and I will get her. But having certainty and having intention is not how you get the woman. I said, however, if that man watched me do what I did, he would definitely be able to say, you see, Arash has certainty and his intention is in. I said, and he would be right, but that's not enough to get the woman. Why? Because this art form actually requires that you understand some technique. You just need to know it. You have to know how to position your body, how to touch a person, how to use your voice, how to speak, eye contact, the way you look, the way you smell, all that shit makes a difference. How you treat others, your manners, these are all part of it, right? And you practice this shit. But once you practice it, you then are supposed to, like the martial arts, get in there and just go. And go. And in that going, in that 100% commitment, you will find the answers. And you'll find where you're strong and you'll find where you're weak. So my suggestion for everybody listening is that is where you're gonna get it. You see, it's not done just reading, and we all know this, but I'm giving you a personal example. I walk up and I say hi, and I just, people say, what's your best opener? I say, it's hi. Hi, that's it. It's my greatest opener. It's fucking incredible. I say hi, then I take it from there. And once I say hi, now I'm in. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, I have no idea. I have some ideas, but it never fails to surprise me. They always come up with something, right? And that's cool, man, because I trust my skills. I trust my skills, and my skills, they get better as I go forward. So that idea of total commitment, you have to have total commitment, but you also have to have practice behind your commitment. Otherwise, it's no good. See, I can be totally, totally committed to riding a motorcycle with zero skill to ride a motorcycle. I can get on that thing and say, no way out. That's it. Turn on this motorcycle. Here I go. And I'm fucking toast. I need to have the practice behind it. Once I have the practice behind it and the skills are there, guess what? Now there's no turning back. If you want to learn the fucking motorcycle, you're going to have to confront getting on there, confront riding it, confront falling, confront hitting shit, and die. That's really what it boils down to, right? So that is where I think life is played at, right? The game of life. And so one of my quotes, game is life and life is game. And this is how you do it. Once you practice, once you study, once you get your shit together, right? Like all day today, what have I been doing? I've been engaged in my practice of study and getting it down and setting things up. In about an hour or two, I'm ready to go out. By 7 o'clock, I'm in field. I send a text to my beautiful girlfriends. It's a beautiful text normally. It's how I feel. Ladies, I'm about to go in field. I'm about to demonstrate something no man has ever done prior to me and no man will probably ever do after me. I'm about to show them what a God walking on earth looks like, feels like, and sounds like. Tonight, I'm going to rip the world a brand new asshole, and that is what I'm doing. Stay safe, stay good to each other, and I'll be home, and I'll tell you all the fucking stories. Here I go. And then I fucking go in there. And then it is so exciting, and everybody needs to get that you're missing the excitement of life because you're not engaging. You have too many ways out of life, right? You have too many fucking ways out of life. The baby comes out of the womb, and it goes, fuck this, I'm going back in. So it's an option to go back in. I bet you we'd all be going back in after about 2 days of crying in the fucking hospital and seeing that we're shitting and pissing ourselves and nobody can understand what the fuck we're saying and there's rashes on our body and people are picking us up and doing all kinds of weird shit. It's like, put me back in the fucking womb. There's no way back, right? So in your life, I recommend you give it 100% commitment, but make sure I'm not that fucking crazy guru that just says, that's it, all you need is commitment. No, you need skill. This is where you find a qualified teacher who can teach you the steps they've taken. And that's where you have to check your coaches to see how are they living, who are they around, what are they doing. I mean, if you're a fucking pickup coach and you're not getting growth, you're not a pickup coach. You can call yourself a feel-good coach, right? That's cool. You can make people feel good. A motivational coach, right? People call me and say, or, one of the questions, Arash, how do I stay motivated? I say, I'm the wrong person to ask, man. I'll help the guy who's motivated, but I'm not a motivational coach. I'm a fucking pickup and seduction coach. Ask me how to get the fucking girl. Don't ask me to stay motivated. If you're lacking motivation, don't come to me. I'm the wrong fucking guy. I'm too damn motivated to talk to an unmotivated guy. Hey, that's it to this time. So that's it for me. Pass it on to you.
I fucking love it, brother. So fucking awesome. And I love to emphasize, guys, it's not an either or. Too many people operate from a frame of it's one or the other. So you absolutely must have the skills. In getting the skills, though, same applies. the principle of faith, that word always makes us feel like, oh, faith, like faith in the future and so on. I think there's also the mechanics of it. The mechanics are simple. If you go back to any and everything you have learned in life, for example, talking, you had the smaller part to do, but you had to do it with everything you fucking have. Meaning you didn't have to invent lips. You didn't have to make sure those lips could move. You didn't have to go inside the brain to make sure that there would be association possibles, that you could hear a sound, witness something with your eyes, sound inside, and associate the two and repeat it. So way too many guys are missing out by crippling their learning, by constantly wanting to have everything in place. Those guys wanted to learn how to talk, and somehow they could communicate some other way. They probably would go like, well, how do I create lips? You already have some fucking lips. What you need to do is to move them, and you need to be able to reproduce. If someone was to want to learn how to speak and they were following somebody who couldn't speak, well, they would learn that. They will cripple. So that's why you gotta learn from the absolute best, but also trust the machine on the inside. Brother, in Aphrodite's Prince, we're reaching that level of understanding where I've witnessed the guy shifting because I've emphasized, I said, you underestimate human capacity. You want to figure it all out, and if you stop doing that, but instead you understand that you witness something being done a couple times, and then you apply yourself with all you have to do, you can do, to do it on your own, your mind will catch on to it. Just like when we're kids and we learn a little game and so on, then we make more distinctions. So the key, gentlemen, is to trust, take that leap of faith, and more shows. I just showed up in New York, and now all those things. I'm going to DC on Tuesday. Oh, there's that incredible evolution. So I will, in wrapping it up, pass it to John. John, we've shared plenty, so share what you feel is on your mind and heart. And then after that, we'll take one quick round to wrap up the call. So,
yeah, I want to go back. So many great things are said in this conversation we just had. And it goes back to this sort of rock stars of the game thing. I'm listening to Vince. I'm listening to Arash. I'm listening, and I'm getting inspired. I'm learning more. I'm growing. It goes into what I know about what I already know, and then I grow more, and I see it another way. Like what Arash had said about, why would I want to coach an unmotivated guy? I'm not that guy, because I've had guys like that. It's like, I don't know. I mean, at one point, you're like, this guy's got no libido. He's got no desire. What can I do for you? And it's interesting because just to hear it, we get this collective perspective that helps us all. But also, I just go back to this rock stars of the game thing. It's sort of like if Bob Dylan and John Lennon were in an airplane together and they just passed each other off a song. There's so much creativity going on here. There's so much collective experience being gathered here that it's unfucking believable. It's never before in the history of all time. However long time is, however millions of years it is, that men have known what we know right here, right now on this phone, that men will know what the men that will come and join us in this event, the Global SLR in September. There'll never be a group like that. Can you imagine that I can just tell you my own perspective. Day in and day out, I coach. I coach one-on-one coaching almost 7 days a week for the last 10 fucking years. That's unbelievable. And every day I'm learning and growing and discovering something new. And then I bring all that with my creative mind, this expertise, to this event, and then you have Arash doing it, Vince doing it, Dan Bad Boy doing it. You have this going on, and then we're bringing all this amazing experience that's never been done before in the history of time. Guys like us at this level with this precise expertise in this game never even existed. Sure, there was a guy like the Fonz. There was some guy like that in every town. Sure, there was guys who just had a natural knack, if you will. But there's never been an artistry like this at this level. It's unbelievable. And that you guys who will come and join us get to, you're literally, I could just say in the course, when I teach my course, I'm giving guys 10 years of hard labor in, whether it's a 5-day period or a 6-week period, whatever the period is, and I'm distilling it and dropping it in and giving it in precise little drops and unlocking the natural within them. And that's what's happening here. It's unfucking believable. So I was just getting inspired on the phone, and the other thing that's inspiring for us all too is this idea that there's no way out. Why are we giving ourselves so many options, like Arash just said? Because all those options actually keep us paralyzed. Like, for example, if you're on Tinder or Bumble or whatever the latest bullshit is, it's a way out, and you're swiping, and then it stops you from approaching. If you're watching porn, it's a way out. If you're jerking off every night before bed, it's a way out. If you are getting on these fucking pay-for-play sites like Seeking Arrangement or whatever the hell all this shit is now, it's a way out that stops you from going out, because it's a way out, and it's also, the other problem is all focused on the one outcome. I get laid, I get laid, I get laid. Instead, what you don't understand, it's not about getting laid. Getting laid is a direct effect of being, of following your natural instinct to connect with women. Getting laid is a direct effect of that, but you become alive and charismatic and present and a great communicator, and you create great life experiences. Swiping on Tinder is not a great life experience. Anyway, so that's it. So I'm going to take that advice in other areas of my life. There's no way out, and put it to use.
Gentlemen, we did it again. And for the Global SLR, it's pretty fucking clear. I think that the secret is this, gentlemen. Once you know there's no way out, no other option. The challenge is that a lot of guys, if they try to make a resolution, they immediately follow it with too many other options after. So I think that the tender point, the point that you guys are looking for to change how you make a resolution and a revolution in your life, is to pay attention to what you put after the decision you want to make. Okay? For example, if somebody says, oh, well, yeah, I got it. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Hollywood, GSLR. Then you're probably going to put like, oh, yeah, but what if I cannot manifest going on time? Fuck that. That's where you're missing the point. That's when you go and you say, I will make it pay off. That has always been my motto. I remember the day I took that fucking leap of faith and I decided to go to Australia, and I did the same thing in Europe, to be a free crew member for an Anthony Robbins. I remember after I booked everything, I had nothing left to have a room over there. The only way out was find a girl, so you have a fucking place to stay. Otherwise, you're staying on the street in Sydney, Australia. And same thing when I went to Europe, to Brussels. Okay? And I remember I looked at myself in the mirror, because part of me was like, oh, fuck, what did I just do right there? And I said, I will make this pay off. And look now, 3 decades after that, we're putting the events, okay? And have the same attitude, gentlemen. When the little fear after you want to make the decision and you make the decision kicks in, yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? I'm going to make this pay off 100-fold. All right? So thank you so much for the GSLR, gentlemen. It's super simple. I'll give you where to go in just a moment. Also, quickly honor our guest. Thank you so much, John. Can you give one quick address so the guys can find you?
Yeah, my website is theawakenedlifestyle.com. That's theawakenedlifestyle.com, or you can just Google John Keegan Dating and I'll pop up. That's it.
Phenomenal. My brother, Arash, wow. You know, you're taking the lead, and I just saw a post a couple of days ago from you many years ago, surrounded by all those fucking beauties, and you've topped it non-fucking stop, and now it's gentlemen, it's just it's like we're all another analogy is like we're all discoverers, and suddenly we have found out that my brother Arash Dibazar has found a new universe. We are discovering continents and planets, and he goes, wow, I just found a different universe. Trust me, with my experience, it's a delight. The other day, Arash was breaking down one of his interaction, every word being said on the phone with me, and I was like, wow, that was like listening to Mozart or witnessing the finest craft ever. So, brother, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for those words. Very, very kind. Thank you.
Well, they you know where they come from, the heart, and they are truth. Okay, brother, thank you so much. John Keegan, you fucking rock it. Cannot wait to see you in New York. If you hear the podcast before August 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'm doing a boot camp here in New York. It's my only East Coast event this year, the only one outside of Hollywood and San Francisco. All right? I just realized I promised an address, so you go to GSLRconvention.com. Simply go to GSLRconvention.com, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Hollywood, California, the largest global gathering ever of entrepreneurs, social scientists. We cover every single aspect of your life. You show up there, take a leap of faith, and the rest will happen, guaranteed. You are going to be with the mover and shakers of all different industries, from sex to money to spirituality. We cover it all. Go look at the trailer, and there's no word that can describe the experience you guys are about to have in September for the Global SLR. GSLRconvention.com.